Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to give 3 to 4 minutes before we start to give time to some other entrepreneurs and business leaders to access the session. So we'll start at 9:05. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining our third session of the LAC Flavors Virtual Academy 2022. I'm going to tell you a little bit more of what the Virtual Academy has to offer to you. But before we start, I want to recommend the audience that is connecting for the first time to a Connect Americas webinar that you go to connectamericas.com, register and complete your profile so you can access many other webinars like this, other courses, articles, a lot of content regarding business and different industries that could be of your interest. Of course, you can find new customers, new suppliers in our directory. Everything is for free. So I'm going to leave you the link in the chat, connectamericas.com, for you to explore our platform in case you haven't done it so far. This is, as I was mentioning, the third session of the Virtual Academy, LAC Flavors Virtual Academy. LAC Flavors is one of our main business matchmaking events organized by Connect Americas and the IDB. We're going to have our event next week in person in Panama City. Is dedicated to the industry or the sector of food and beverages. And we wanted to complete our offer with some vital and fundamental information for every SMEs in Latin America, not only the ones that are participating in our business matchmaking event, but also any other company in the region. You're gonna find, I'm gonna leave you also the agenda in the chat so you can explore it and find out if there's any other topic that you would like to learn. But I do have to say that this is the only session that we have in English, and that is thanks to David, of course, that I'm gonna introduce in just a bit. So those two notes before we start. And well, today we're gathered here to learn about a fundamental topic that is crucial for any business that wants to grow in their industry nowadays: digital marketing. So I've learned myself that you cannot learn from this enough. Everything is always changing very fast. The platforms, the best strategies, the tips, the tools, everything. So we're here to learn about that. And David is gonna guide us through the lessons that he has learned through 20 years of experience in his career. So David, he's gonna tell you more about himself. I'm just gonna tell you one or two things that I found out about him that when we were planning our webinar. He has not only worked in Latin America, but he has also worked in the United States and Europe. And he has also worked in other areas, not only digital marketing, also media, customer electronics, telecommunications, in companies that maybe you have heard of, like Sony, Nokia, AOL. So very, very experienced in huge companies. And he's also a co-founder of Decenarios Cool, which is a small e-commerce retail company selling jewelry and accessories online and in marketplaces. So he really knows what he's talking about when he's talking from the perspective of entrepreneurs and business people. Before I give the floor to David, I want to thank Visa. This session is brought to you by Visa, our strategic partner for Connect Americas for Women, and for one of our main programs, that is Women Growing Together in the Americas. So thank you, David, for joining us today and for sharing, of course, all your experience and knowledge with the business community of Connect Americas. The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Good morning, bon dia, buenos dias to everyone in the audience. You know, I'm very happy to be here in this Connect Americas and IDB event, and to share some of my experience with you, entrepreneur women in the region. You know, it's very close to me. You mentioned I'm co-founder of this small company, but really it's the project of my wife. And, you know, at the end, my wife is also a women entrepreneur, and you know, and is very close to my heart. I am also part of the Visa Women Network, trying to find opportunities and equality to the women in the work, and you know, very, very close to my heart. Again, let me share my screen and some slides I have to share with you. Hopefully in the next 40 something minutes you can learn a little bit more about digital marketing, and I can share a little bit more about my experience. Well, we have a packed agenda, and let me go quick. Well, I need to present this, the notice of confidentiality, and also this about the intellectual property, especially because we have some logos of third parties. And maybe I will mention some examples of companies that you know, but can be interested to present and explore as a sample in some of the cases. No? Agenda very packed. Let's go. About me, well, Daniela shared a big overview about my career, a lot of time in digital marketing, 10 years at Visa, but also experience in Sony, Nokia, and different industries that are also relevant, doing everything in digital marketing. I'm married, I mentioned my wife. I have also 2 girls, 2 daughters, and it's also part of the interest in the women's opportunities and this cause that is very close to me. I have autoimmune disease. I think it's not relevant, but I have also always the opportunity to mention the awareness of these diseases that can impact and make non-visible disabilities in many people that you may have in your life or close to you. I'm an internet enthusiast. That means that it's translated into my job, my hobbies, and my business, and it's part of the interest in the digital marketing. I love sports. I am very bad and slow runner, but I'm very consistent and enthusiast. I run marathons, half marathons, Ragnars. I love the running. It's like a peace of mind for me and relaxing in some stressful days, especially the last couple of years with the pandemic. I am tennis coach. I love sailing, soccer, basketball, almost everything. I like to also to travel with my family, especially with my wife, my daughters, and my parents, having these family trips to different destinations and spend time together, also with friends. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but I like food, wine and beer. Always, responsibility in the consuming, especially drinks, but I like. And also interest in art. I did also many of these, music, graffiti, architecture. I love, and I try to keep updated on these questions. There are my Twitter and Instagram accounts and the LinkedIn. Very happy to accept the connection from everyone in the audience. And let's go to marketing and the basics, because Daniela mentioned everything is changing very fast. Marketing is old already science or discipline that is changing with the times. Now we are living in a digital world, and digital marketing is part of this marketing for the digital world. At the end, digital is only another channel that you are using to amplify your message and bring the attention of the consumers to get your product. But at the end, marketing is the science or tactics, strategies that help you to position your product or your service in a competitive price in the different channels or places where you can find, and also using promotion to amplify this message and get new customers or engage the customers to return and buy more. It's very traditional, it's very basics, but it's still very relevant. Now maybe we can think about experience like another factor in the marketing basics. But yes, product is always there. You need to have a good product or a product with different features and qualities that can impact and differentiate from your competition. Branding is key, because at the end, if you can get your brand as referent of the product, like happened, for example, with Coca-Cola, with Tampax, with Gillette, or there are some big brands that many times the generic product is the name of the brand. The people is associating the brand with this product. This is huge, and is part of this product definition you have. For example, I can think about McDonald's or Amazon or Starbucks. You can have the same type of coffee worldwide in any different location in the world, but the flavor, the taste, the experience, the service is the same. Thinking about, for example, McDonald's or Starbucks. The price is also part of this marketing components or basics you need to to consider when you are positioning your product. The place, again, channels, digital is another channel. We are thinking and talking about omnichannels in these years, but digital is another channel. In the past, maybe a restaurant has only the audience visiting the site, the location, the place, the restaurant, your table, your waiter. But now you can have takeout, you can have also digital channels, digital distribution, Uber Eats, or different products or services that can amplify your message and your products to bring to another audience that in the past was not able to join your location. And this is very important today, thinking about digital as another channel and consider that at the moment of selling the products. Same with marketplaces. For example, you can sell online in your own website, but you can have also your products published in Etsy or Amazon or Artfire or Shopify or different places where you can position also your product and try to find your clients in these different channels. And finally, promotion advertising. In the past are very common. We have the confusion about marketing equals advertising, but it's not only advertising, it's also about the promotional channels you are using to amplify your message, where you can find your audience, your clients, your potential customers to inform or learn more about your products and maybe get this type of connection with them and sell the products and get engaged users. The modern customer journey, well, this is something we see or we live every day, but even with not paying attention. There is an awareness phase where you learn about a new product for different channels or different ways. One can be an advertising in a website, in social media, in Facebook, in Twitter, or whatever, or a TV commercial, or even your neighbor, your friend bought a product that you are interested on that. Findability is the moment where you start learning more, looking for the information. Reputation is when you are doing your research to learn more about the product, the feature, the quality, maybe having the word of mouth, the first impression of consumers. These internet reviews that are usually very, very helpful to learn more about the product and the services. Once you are already informed about the product, you have all the information enough to make a decision. Is the conversion moment, the moment where you purchase the products, hire the services, or get the product, and if the experience that is very related to the 4 P's of marketing, but also about how you are feeling about this product, the service. If you are very engaged with this service, you will be converting in a returning customers, meaning that you go back to buy again. And even if you can get these needs covered with the product, you can become a fan, an advocate of the brand, of the product, and you can recommend the product to your friends, to your family, to your closer people in your life. This is great, and this is the main objective of the modern customer journey. Try to convert clients, customers, people that purchase or hire our services or products into fans of the brand ambassadors that can amplify our message and bring more value, because at the end, the word of mouth of these recommendations, these reviews are more valuable than any other type of advertising you can hire or prepare for your campaigns. This is closer to your heart, closer to your people that you know that is recommending and using the product. Even you can see how they sell, how they use, how they consume the services of the product, and you can learn more and can be closer to this product and become this fan. I remember, for example, Apple. Who doesn't know a fanboy of Apple, very excited with their iPhones, with the quality of the product. Of course, they are great products, but they have also this type of belonging to the brand, or this type of differentiation, and you are, you know, very proud of be part of this and having this product. No, this is part of the consumer experience we want to aim. We want to reach, and we are aiming to reach with our campaigns, with our product and activities in marketing. Another thing that is happening today in 2022 is the social media. You know, usually there are a lot of changes in the digital area, thinking about metaverse and new trends that are coming. But these are numbers of today. No, we have huge penetration of social media users versus percentage of all the total internet users, and this is very important when you are planning a digital campaign. For example, check the left column. We have Brazil, almost 150 million users. That means that almost you can reach half of the population in Brazil with a digital campaign, no, in social media only. This can be thinking about the digital reach can be a good way to plan your campaign and think about social media as one of the channels where you can communicate your message to reach the audience you want to reach. No, Mexico also, and also check comparing with the percentage of the internet users. 90% of the Mexican internet users are in social media. That means that 75 million people are in social media. You know, if you run a campaign in social media with the correct segmentation, maybe you can reach half of the Mexican population with your campaign, more or less. No, and this is something important when you are considering your campaign. Think about the digital reach, the reach of your channel, in order to find your audience, find your potential consumers or customers. Another important information today that is not new for you. You know, we are in 2022. This is your phone, mobile first. Everyone is connecting, especially this data is about social media, but you know, how many times we check the phone during the day in a single day? More than 50 times. And you know, this is all your attention in front of your face. You can have a great channel, a great communication channel to amplify your message, to promote your business and services and products, and bring attention of the consumers. Mobile is very important today, and also the user experience, thinking about your campaign and how it's communicating in mobile devices is key at the moment of run any campaign. And we have also this schema of how is working paid media today. We have paid media, we drive traffic to our sites, thinking about how we can increase our visits to our own channels, but that means any type of digital presence you can have in your small companies, your website, your social media, your email campaigns. The idea is to drive traffic, get people in your channels, and with these 4 activities or these 4 strategies, you can keep the consumers engaged and inside of this circle that is very important for you in order to convert the paid media that usually is, you know, expensive or you need to pay, and is not so relevant as the organic content that you can create with these strategies. The first one is the content strategy. You need to provide information that is useful, helpful, relevant, and can bring value to your consumers. In addition, the CRM strategy. You need to know your consumers. You need to get more information about them, the name, the email, the way that you can continue the conversation outside these channels, and maybe leveraging email or social media or other channels. The user interface, the user experience, the way you are presenting the information is also key. If you have, you know, information to consume in your mobile phone, it's very important, or information that you can share easily that bring value and is easy to consume and to use in your daily activities or in your supporting your products or the communication you are doing. And finally, and very related to the content strategy, is the search engine optimization, search engine marketing strategy. What that means, you need to create content for your audience, but also be respectful with the organic search rules that Google especially marks to the people. No, you need to be careful with your website that is accessible, that is ready to be indexed in the search engines, and relevant when someone is looking for the different keywords you want to position. No, and this is key to also make this circle working and reduce the dependency from the paid media and from the investment in advertising. And finally, related to today's infrastructure or ecosystem in the marketing experience, you need to think about this type of tools when you are creating or you are acting in digital marketing activities. I mean, a web management, meaning content assets you can manage and can feed automatically everything related to your communication in the different online channels. Analytics is key. Understand how is performing your site, how is the people visiting. Enrollment journey, customer journey analysis, customer journey optimizer, how the people enroll, how the people convert, how the people buy your products online, how or register in your database, and the way that this journey can be improved to get better conversions, better conversion rates, and get more audience. No, audience manager is also key. How I can identify the people registering my database to send personalized messages. This is key today. Many of the companies, even with the privacy policies and the privacy laws that are being more restrictive in the last months, but you need to provide a relevant message. If you are, selling a product for babies and you are not a parent, you are going to the wrong segmentation, or you have a premium product for affluent consumers and you are targeting the wrong people, you will not get the traction and the results you are expecting. Email, SMS marketing, is the way to send your message to other channel and to collaborate and integrate and single 360 communication messaging in all the different channels. No? And advertising, needs to bring this traffic paid and improve your user experience and also your conversion in the ecosystem. No? At the end, it's important to how we can automatize as much as possible these communications to the clients, and how we can leverage new technologies as artificial intelligence to learn more or to capture the information and apply the data and the information you have and insights in your different campaigns you will be running in the future. We can go very fast about user experience, but user experience is also key. I mentioned the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. But imagine we have this situation almost every day. You are going to a point to sell, you go to the supermarket, to a restaurant, and it's the moment to pay. What do you expect at this moment? Everyone expects to tap or insert the card, wait some seconds, and bling, approve. That's it. We pay. Behind this, all the technology about the money movement, moving from your bank to the merchant bank. And there is some different connections and magic behind, but you only expect to pay and get your supermarket food and go home. What happens when you don't have this experience and it's declined, or we don't have connection? Oh, sorry, your card is declined, it's not accepted, or my POS is not connected. So, this is something that can make an impact in your user experience. And as soon as it's working as usual, is the behavior expected, and you don't feel this issue, it's okay. No, and it's something you need to think about when you are running campaigns, when you are thinking about your business, and when you are thinking about the experience of your business. No, let me read this. User experience is the helps to assure that people can understand how the product's technology works, that the product meets their expectations, and simply put, that the product delights them. maybe you don't understand the technology. Again, in the case of Visa, you don't know how is the money movement from one or to the other accounts, or how is the connection to the POS or to the car, or how it works. But at the end, you expect that you have a smooth experience, you pay fast, and you can get your products and go home with no issues. Well, the user experience is where people meet technology is an umbrella of three main pillars: design, research, and strategy. Usually, we consider user experience as only the design part or the visual design, but under design, we have more things. We have the interaction design, how the websites are create, how is the interface, how is one page to other page, the forms, the buttons, the location of every single element is important at the time you are thinking about your design. Also, the information architecture, how is organized your information by, for example, think about Amazon catalog. You have toys, products, different type of categories of products, subcategories, how you can find in a smart and easy to find way this information, and especially thinking about how the user will be consuming this information. Visual design, as mentioned, is the usual identification about user experience, thinking about the colors, the fonts, the images you are using, the pictures you are having of your product, of your service that can bring more information about your company. Information design is also how we understand the consumers will be using our content, meaning that, for example, you have a video, you have a PDF. Is this better to explain in a video or in a PDF or in a website or in a list of bullets that nobody can pay attention, or a long text nobody reads? No, it's important to have this on mind when you are creating and designing your product. Technical communications also make sure that even it's a technical product, you are able to communicate in a simple way for the consumers. I mean, for example, I remember when working for Sony, we launched a new camera with a lot of megapixels, a lot of memory. I don't know how many megs of memory. But when you put these features in your description of the product, it's more simple that in place of 500 megas of storage, if you put, for example, 10,000 pictures, anyone understand how big are to have 10,000 pictures or 2 hours of music than only the reference of the technical features or the technical information. And service design, and I can think about especially Amazon or Starbucks again. It's not only about the product and the service and how you are present and the website and the information, but also everything related with the interaction with the company, how you can make a claim, how you can receive a response from the service, customer service, and everything is also part of the user experience that you need to design. In addition, there is a part of research. This is the second pillar about the activities with users, research, activities with products evaluation, and how you can, learn more about the usage of your product from your consumers. Accessibility, how it is available and accessible for anyone. But think not only about people with disabilities, but also, left-handed people, right-handed people, that maybe you can, your finger is different to point in a screen. If you are using the left or the right hand, where you locate your buttons in order to make easy to everyone to use your interface. And also human factors. You need to think about human characteristics. If there is something very heavy, you cannot, use easily, or thinking about, maybe for kids, for adults, the different conditions can also make an impact in your research and your design. And also ergonomics, the way that is easy and safe to use, to not making any bad impact in your health or your product. And finally, strategy. This needs to be aligned with business goals also. How you think about the user experience strategy, how you improve this experience to make more conversions and sell more your product. Content strategy, we talk about that in the other area about the digital experience, and this is also something that you need to align with your business goals, to bring value from the web content to sell more products or apps. And the customer experience, we talk about the service design. It's important to have also these interactions with the users. You are a brand ambassador, you are a representative of the brand when you are talking about issues, problems, claims, and you need to be also very careful with the message you are communicating to your people. This is also very basic. The way that the brain, left and right side of the brains are interacting with user design, user experience design, and user interface. The right side is more related to emotions, intuition, creativity, human factors, and the left is more related, more analytical, more logical, arithmetical, and language. This is important when you are thinking about your product, your service, and how can bring value and be useful for your consumers. And well, let's go to the marketing learning from my experience. I think this is part of the, one moment, sorry, I have a call here. Okay. This is part of my learnings of this long time working for digital marketing activities and 10 years in Visa also. First of all, and this is very important when you are running a campaign or you are creating a campaign, create a good campaign brief. The brief is a document that contains all the details about your campaign. Your objectives, very important. Business objectives. How many people, well, you can start with the marketing objectives and also how it can be translated into business objectives. How many people we want to reach, which is the audience we want to reach, the timeline to create the campaign and to execute and to get results, the budget. This is very important. You can think about a big production with a nice TV commercial, but if you don't reserve some money for the amplification to pay media, and at the end you have a very nice TV commercial that nobody can see, but maybe organically in your YouTube channel, but nobody pay attention. It's important to think about also everything. Maybe find a balance, not like this cat and the tiger or the Aquamans, but having some budget allocated to amplify your message and try to find the people and the audience in the right moment and the right message. Think about the deliverables. If you need a TV commercial, if you need also pieces for social media, a banner for your website, or a big out-of-home advertising to put in your, on the street or whatever. And also the KPIs. KPIs are the metrics you are using to understand if the campaign was relevant, important, and bring the value you want. Again, a good brief make your life more easy and can help to resolve many issues that you can have at the moment you are thinking about a campaign or executing a campaign. Second one is know your audience. This is also very, very important. Imagine this picture, the boy and his mom. If you are selling some product, a toy or something for boys, for kids, for girls, you need to think about who is the people that can buy the product. In this case, the parents, the mother. Think about who can be getting your message and know your audience. Try to identify your persona, the classical or average consumer that can be interested in your product and services. Important to know about the age, gender, socioeconomics, also very important. Imagine it's not the same selling a Toyota or Nissan cars than premium cars like Mercedes or BMW. Location, if they are in Latin America, if they are in the Caribbean, if they are in US, also can make an impact in the languages, or the way you can communicate, the usage of the images or the message you can use in the different locations. Important to know about these people, about the interest, what else are more worried about? If they are young, about, I don't know, gaming, about environment, politics, this is very important to understand which connection you can make with this audience and how you can bring more value. Also think about the lifestyle and the insights you can get from different research that can help you to identify this person, your potential customers or your clients. Also, you can leverage existing information, existing database, your information you can get from your existing customers to look for lookalikes, similar profiles that you can convert in potential clients in the future. Be relevant, in digital and in social media, especially you are competing with cats, with these funny cats images, or your friends, your cousin images, jokes. It's important to create memorable content, and sometimes it's very complicated, and especially brands like Visa is hard. We are a very serious brand related to a more serious industry. It's not the same like apparel, jewelry, or traveling that can get more exciting content that can be very relevant. But again, you need to be very relevant with your content. Think about the audience you already select and which can be relevant for them to make an impact. 4 is related to reach and frequency. How many times, how often we need to run or run our ads in the networks, in the media. I read about 7 times is the perfect timing or frequency to reach the interest. At the end, you try to, send a message to the audience and make a reminder, and this 7 times is enough. But you can also abuse of this and make a lot of impacts, and you can get people bored about your message and can get a negative feeling about your impact in place of help you to sell more products. Important where and how to reach the audience. We talk about the social media. We talk about different channels you can leverage to find your audience. It's important to have enough reach to get your audience and convert as much as you can in new customers. Again, if you are also having a long campaign during long time, it's important to think about the creative you have. How many times you need to update the message, the images, the advertising, the TV commercial, in order to not being bored or make a negative impact in your audience. Viewability, this is also very important. Did you see my message? Many times we run campaigns, especially in digital and some social media networks, where your ads are running, but nobody see, because there is some fraud, there are bots, there are some automatic placements and tools that hide your message. Sometimes the ad blockers the users have installed in the browsers or run impressions below the fold, and there's a lot of moments where you can make your ad not visible for the audience, and you can get a negative impact and you're spending the money and nobody's seeing your message. At the end, the important part is to have a better viewability or much than 70% of the investment, and is the metric we try to find most of the time. In addition, track, measure, and test. This is the tip number 6, and this is key. As soon as you identify how success looks like, which is your objective, how is your goal, which is the campaign types you are running, brand, conversion, because sometimes we run brand or awareness campaigns that you need to only get aware about your product, not conversion. How you can identify these metrics, how you measure this, test, implement analytics, implement tools to track the success, if it's working, before running the campaign. Many times, because the deadlines are very tight, we run the campaign and we are not paying attention to talk about the measurement, and at the end you need to make last minute adjustments when the campaign is running and making a bad investment of your money. And also with this information, get the reports, especially in digital, is very easy to get data, information, analyze, and use this data to optimize your campaigns. Mobile first, well, we talk about that, no, very important. It's in front of you every time, many times per day, every day, and you need to think about the mobile experience when you are thinking about your content and your campaigns. In addition, always review your user journey. You have everything ready to run the campaign. Please test before start. Enter to the advertising. Click in the banners. Check with critical eyes your experience, the consumer flow, and keep it simple. I remember some campaigns we ran in the past, trying to, you need to buy, get the ticket, scan the ticket, print the ticket. You bring the ticket to the point of sale, and with the point of sale you can do a discount and whatever. It's very complicated. Keep it simple. The best way to implement. And this is a campaign we ran in the past, in Twitter, a very nice segmented campaign, advertising. I got this ad, and when you click, you have 2 destinations, landing pages, no? And it's not the same one with no clear call to actions, with no relevant information, with a terms and conditions, in place of this one with the product and the reward you can get when you pay with Visa in this campaign, and all this type of call to actions and buttons that can bring more value. And finally, align with business goals. Very important. At the end, the company is here to make money. It's not a non-profit. Don't forget your company interest, and think about the return of investment from your campaign, the impact you can do in your business, and how the campaign and the marketing activities can bring value to the company and get these results, and that you can assign to allocate to your marketing activities. This can be very useful for your reputation in the company, and also for your marketing department. And I think that's it. I don't know if you have time for the questions, Daniela?
Yes, we do. We do. Thank you so much, David, for sharing all these lessons with our audience. We have a couple of questions, and also from the session that we had yesterday with one of your colleagues about digital marketing, but in Spanish. We had also very specific questions on the best marketing strategies for certain products, or regarding certain platforms or industries. And here, for example, we have one of those questions. Geoffrey Vilvert asked us, he has an issue, or his company has an issue with their digital marketing. The community of providers are from Europe and the US, with a huge adoption of LinkedIn, but the customers are mainly located in Central America, where the adoption of this platform is not so strong. So is there any recommendation on how they can deal with this?
Yes, and this is related to the, it's a good question, no? And it's related to the audience and reach of the different channels you have, the media you have, in order to get your plan for your campaign. Imagine you plan to reach, I don't know, 50% of the population in Costa Rica. Imagine a big, massive product, and you want to reach 50% of the population in Costa Rica again. And LinkedIn maybe can get only 10% of this audience. You need to find the way that you can combine different channels, different platforms, in order to reach the objective of your campaign. I know that with money is very easy, but you need to optimize. In the case of you don't have a big budget, maybe you need to make impact or plan your media activities in the media that can bring more value for your money. But the way to reach a big audience is usually combining this type of channels. Happens the same with, for example, Facebook. At the end, Facebook has a big reach, and you can reach many people, but the conversion rate is very low. At the end, everyone see my message, but the conversion rate is low. I don't get the business results I expect. you need to combine also in order to have maybe a slower or a smaller audience like LinkedIn, but maybe with better conversion. No? At the end, it's a balance, no, of the results. You need to analyze your data to think if which is more profitable for your company based on the budget you have.
Great. We have a question from Ricardo from Venezuela. Is it possible to use the Visa platform for payments from an authorized and legal lottery operator in Venezuela and Latin America?
Well, yeah, no, good question also. There are some solutions. As I mentioned before, now I'm part of Visa Direct team. There is a solution that lets clients, third parties, and different players in the industry to provide and move money from one side to the other, also including online gambling and some type of lotteries. The problem with Venezuela is the sanctions there are in the market with, related to OFAC and other institutions that limit the extension of these solutions about money movement in the country. But yes, it's available for other markets in Latin America, and you can find more information in visa.com about the Visa Direct solution for payments, especially P2P, no, person to person, and also for remittances. But it's more complex than one person using that. But you will need an acquirer, a bank, or a enabler helping you with this implementation. But the problem with Venezuela is right now the sanctions the country is suffering at this moment. Hopefully can change in the near future the politics and have more open markets.
Agree. Mercedes asked us, how can we adapt these strategies in services like construction, like in the construction industry?
Well, construction is very niche industry. As I may know, I'm not an expert on that industry, no, but it's very niche. At the end, it's not like a massive consumer products like even Visa. No, at the end, is everyone has a car, or there are a lot of car holders in the world. We have also audience like clients, banks that are also part of our messages or objectives. But in the case of the industry, like construction, you need to find again where is your audience, no, and identify where it is. Maybe it's in fairs or in in specific or magazines about the industry or different type of ways where you can find these people, no, or media you can find your audience. You need to explore more about where you can find the audience, and if it's if it's like a small business owners thinking about small professionals that can be individuals that working in like plumbers or in construction or this type of services, maybe you can find another channel where you can identify all of them and where you can provide your message to bring attention of your products and get the interest and maybe convert in returning clients, no. But yes, sometimes it's very complicated. I know many times asked about with limited budget it's not so easy. I agree. No, at the end you need to identify your audience and try to optimize your investment as much as possible to reach your people, the audience, and provide your message.
Excellent. Andresa asks us how to effectively map the interest and lifestyles of an audience from different countries and cultures. I think that's a very common issue for our audience since we have very just from the Caribbean to Central America,
Yeah.
to South America, things change a lot, and Brazil, that's another story. So how do you map this interest and lifestyles?
This is also a good question, and it's very important to be relevant. No, at the end, happens many times, even with simple things like the images you are using in a campaign, or the people. No, you present in the campaign. Maybe you have people Nordic with white and blonde, blue eyes. It's not easy to identify with these people if you are. I am not like them, or especially thinking about the Caribbean islands. No, and you need to be relevant with your audience. In the case of a multi-market campaign, different markets, is always a challenge. No, you need to find the balance to make a good approach to the audience with a correct message that everyone can identify or feel like own, and bring these emotions to convert them in, or at least convince to use your product, buy your product, and try to become an ambassador of your brand. Yeah, it's not easy. You need to balance the way you can combine. No, but if it's only one market, this is maybe more easy. Think about Brazil. No, maybe you can learn more about the local culture, the local interests, especially once you are identify your persona, your audience. You can think and learn more about the relevancy of the message for them. And maybe also run the A/B test I mentioned, focus groups, surveys, ask the people what they think about your message, your product, and you can optimize your impact in your campaign or the next campaigns.
And related to that last thing you were mentioning, we have another question from Mateus. How to apply email marketing to your strategy, and how to know if it's an effective way to reaching your customers or readers or not? I think this happens to a lot of companies. They don't know if sending a newsletter is the best strategy, or if people are receiving too many newsletters.
No, this is a good point also. No, it's important to avoid massive communications to everyone every day, and because at the end you get the effect, the opposite effect. No, people will be unsubscribed as soon as possible and say, okay, no, don't disturb me more with your messages. Yeah, you need to find a balance. We mentioned before about omnichannel approach, and maybe today email is going to your phone again, and everything is you are getting the communication directly in your phone, and it's a good way to have full attention during one time to get your message in your phone, in your email, and read them. It's important to be relevant, not a very long email, maybe and define very clear the objectives. It always is the same. Define your objectives, and you cannot try to communicate many things in one email, but focus in the main subject. You can have complement content, but at the end, the idea is to have a very good or very interesting subject that you can get attention and bring the consumer to the place where you want to do the conversion. Whatever is discount, learn more, read more, consume the content in your website, and whatever. And about frequency, yes. Maximum 2 per month from the same company. Even if you have different departments sending emails, try to consolidate, because you can get a common database with the same people receiving many communications, and the impact is negative. The good part of the email marketing is the results. Usually the open rates and conversion rates are higher than media. The message is coming from the company I follow, and I am supposed to get relevant content that can be of my interest. Important to personalize, to segment very well the audience. If you have, for example, for kids, for adults, for women, for men, or different type of segment by ages also, or interest, you can provide the personalized message to the right content, the right content to the right message to the right people in the right moment. And this is the relevancy of the email marketing. There are other details like timing, when you sending the email, the conversion rate, and again, it's very important to optimize an A/B test. No, test how it's performing, which is the best moment to send the message, and so on. So email marketing is amazing. I love and always ready to learn more. And it's a lot of practice and experience and apply the learnings.
It is one of our main digital marketing tools at Connect Americas and Connect Americas for Women as well. And yeah, we're learning always how to communicate better with our audience. It's a continuous learning process, definitely.
So yeah.
Well, thank you very much, David, for joining us today, for sharing all your lessons and knowledge with our business community. I think it was super useful for everyone. I want to remind you that this webinar was recorded and we're going to publish it in connectamericas.com as well as in our YouTube channel. So if you're registered at Connect Americas, probably you're going to receive our newsletter with the link on how to access and view this content again, in case you missed something, and in case you want to go around other similar contents. For example, we had a similar session yesterday in Spanish, in case we have some Spanish speakers in the audience. Also was also with an executive from Visa, and we have complementary content there. Before we go, of course, I want to thank also Visa, which is our strategic partner at Connect Americas for Women, and one of our main programs, Women Growing Together in the Americas. So thank you, David. Thank you, Visa, for making this session possible. I hope to see you all around again soon. And remember, we have other webinars, part of the virtual LAC Flavors Academy 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure. Thank you for sharing with you guys this hour. Very, very interesting. Nice to be with you. And also remember the in-person event.
Yes, the in-person event. We're going to be next week in Panama City. Wow. Doing our business matchmaking events. If you're interested, you can also find news about it at connectamericas.com. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.